For years, we've covered the push from families, advocates, and lawmakers to crack down on the impact social media has on kids. And most recently, we showed you this Senate committee hearing where lawmakers heard from parents who have lost children because of bullying online. As our nation's leaders grapple with how to curb this dangerous trend here in Florida, our local lawmakers are now working to push a revamped bill that would give parents more say in how their kids interact online. ABC Action News in-depth reporter Rochelle Aline has more.
It's no secret that billions of people use social media every day. But what so many of us don't always think about is that kids are a part of that group of users. In February of 2023, Florida lawmakers introduced a bill to protect kids online. House Bill 591 included things like making kids read a mandatory warning about the dangers of social media every time they logged in. It also required social media platforms to disclose any practices that could harm kids and threaten to fine them if they broke the rules. That bill died in a committee in May. In late 2023, lawmakers took another crack, reintroducing a revamped version as House Bill 207 and Senate Bill 454. The Senate version, among other things, requires platforms to verify a user's age, moderate adult interactions with kids, and develop strategies to keep kids from being exposed to porn or abusive content. It would also allow parents to set boundaries on where their kids can use these apps through geofencing.
Thank you so much for making time.
We sat down with local attorney Stan Gipe to talk through these new bills.
What this law attempts to do is start to draw the line on what reasonable measures are. What do you need to do as a social media company to be responsible?
Gipe tells us these versions also aim to put more power into the hands of parents.
As a parent, you watch these things, but now you got the ability to geofence, right? You got the ability to make sure your son's not out somewhere, getting on social media, talking to these people, interacting with them where you've got no say.
But how enforceable are these laws? Gipe says that these bills, as they currently stand, will need some finessing and, frankly, some more teeth to make sure these platforms take the rules seriously.
So we have to figure out, and there has to be meaningful penalties. Because if there's no meaningful penalty, then there's no real enforcement.
Meanwhile, Rochelle Aline joins us now in studio. And Rochelle, do those bills actually carry any penalties for these social media companies to face?
So between the two bills, there are some financial penalties. There are some fines. And the attorney I spoke to also says there's a possibility the state could go after the corporate licensing for those social media companies as well.
Interesting. I want to double back now and talk about enforcement. Are these new mandates that they're proposing, can they really make these social media companies do anything specific, like pay those fines?
That's the big question, right? And that really remains to be seen. The attorney that I spoke to said that they're really concerned that some companies might ignore those rules or just kind of find loopholes around them. And so they're really watching to see if the committees will put some teeth into those penalties. There's also the concern to see if the state of Florida can actually track and follow them to see if they're following the rules. So a lot of that remains to be seen right now.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how it all works out. Thank you, Rochelle.